question about working together. So you have teams, obviously, and teams working in their own specialist areas. How do you interact? How does that happen? Do you just meet regularly, or what are the progress reports? How does this interaction work?
It's very personal, so there's no formalities. I work on the brain, so we try to understand the diseases of the brain, which are hard to model because you cannot take the brain out of a human. So we need to find the best model system. Now I'm surrounded by people who use yeast. Yeast, an organism that is used to brew the beer. They managed to solve problems of cell cycle. Paul Nurse got the Nobel Prize for that. And I think there's a lot of simple approaches to our problem that we are overlooking. So we might be able to move a lot faster now that we can actually spontaneously achieve solutions that before we would never even think of.
So you mentioned there the kind of work that you're engaged in. I'm sure viewers will want me to ask, what are the areas where we can look for in terms of a real prospect of progress? Some of the biggest health challenges that we face.
Right.
Where do you think the progress is going to come? And precisely because of this new way of working that you've been describing.
Right. So personally, I really see dementia as being one of the major challenges of the modern societies. Yesterday, you could read in Guardian one of the big steps forward in this field, where a new approach was found that actually seemed to be very promising.
We were talking about yesterday, yeah.
And this was partially initiated by the research of my head at University College London, at the department where I'm also based. And I really see over the last years this research has opened up. It created a lot more connection with the fields that before were not interacting. And by being in the Crick, I think that the dynamics will really come up to that stage that is required, because human brain is the most complex problem that we face, and we can only solve it if we take all the global expertise together.
I'm bound to ask you, because of lots of the reports about how you as scientists cooperate on a European level, and globally, of course, but after that Brexit vote, there were lots of concerns expressed by your fellow scientists about, maybe this will affect the way that cooperation happens. What would you say about that? And given that we're talking here about a new development,
say that you are from
is
Slovenia.
that affected in any way by Britain being in or out of the EU?
In a way, I see very much the current political situation following the trajectories of science. So science has been rather fragmented, building around the kind of narrow disciplines in the past, but there's a new direction now. So the Crick is like a beacon for the next direction of integrating, of connecting, opening up. And I don't have any doubts that Crick will achieve that.